There is new scrutiny this morning over airport security. Turning now to major news on airport security, a challenge to move last year that ended the TSA's shoes off policy at airport checkpoints. As first reported by CBS News, a prominent Democratic senator says that move was reckless and could put the flying public at risk. CBS Homeland Security correspondent Nicole Sagna reports.
In December 2001, Richard Reed attempted to detonate explosives concealed in his shoes on a Paris to Miami flight. The device never ignited, but the shoe bomber incident led to a long-standing TSA policy mandating passengers remove their shoes during screening.
TSA will no longer require travelers to remove their shoes when they go through our security checkpoints.
But last summer, Kristi Noem, then DHS secretary, announced its end.
We have new technologies that can be used in X-ray baggage scanners.
But covert testing of airport checkpoints led by the DHS Inspector General found serious vulnerabilities in screening, evidence that TSA's advanced imaging technology can't scan shoes. That report was labeled top secret, accessible to just 13 people, leaving the risks unaddressed for months.
These matters should have been ironed out a long time ago.
Senator Tammy Duckworth today demanded TSA immediately rescind its shoes-on policy, calling it a reckless act.
90 days is the maximum of time it should take to respond to a report.
Former DHS Inspector General John Roth oversaw TSA's transformation under the Obama administration. DHS Under Secretary Noem took 7 months, and they're still sitting on this report. Is that a red flag?
Yeah, it's inconceivable that if the Inspector General does covert testing, they find a significant security vulnerability, and then nothing occurs for 7 months. That's just a significant risk to the flying public.
In his proposed White House budget today, President Trump called for partially privatizing the TSA. The plan would cut $52 million from the agency. Nicole Skangas, CBS News, Washington.